The N55 is a quite reliable engine, but the key is to follow a solid maintenance schedule that suits your driving profile. BMW's official driving schedule varies by country. For example, in the United States, they advise a service interval of 10,000 miles or 16,000 kilometers, while in Europe, they almost double it to 30,000 kilometers or 18,500 miles. One of the reasons is a different climate, but the most important reasons are warranty and marketing. Car brands are afraid of lawsuits in the United States, so they shorten oil intervals because they know shorter intervals enhance reliability. The marketing trick has to do with maintenance costs. By lengthening the oil service interval in Europe, BMW sees an opportunity to boost their sales, because the car is cheaper to maintain in the short term. To be very clear, this is not what I advise at all. A shorter oil interval will ultimately improve a car's long-term reliability. One important thing to remember, oil degrades over time, so it's recommended to change it every year. My advice is to change the oil every 12,500 kilometers, the interior filter every 25,000 kilometers, spark plugs and air filter every 50,000 kilometers, and the rear differential oil every 75,000 kilometers. For the dual clutch gearbox, it's best to perform the service alongside with the rear differential oil. Keep in mind that all these oil intervals are for road use, and if you occasionally do track days or drifting, I advise using some quality oil like the Motul 300V and shorten the oil interval by 5,000 kilometers. Spark plugs are also recommended to be replaced sooner if you use your M2 for track days or if the car is tuned. Instead of every 50,000 kilometers, I suggest replacing them every third oil change. Like every other car, the M2 has some common issues. The number one most common issue is the charge pipe. The original charge pipe is made out of splits. As it ages, plastic becomes brittle, and under pressure of boost, the part that secures the pipe to the throttle tears apart. This creates a popping air sound, followed by an engine light and loss of power. An easy fix to this is to replace the plastic charge pipe by an aluminum one. I'll drop a link in the descriptions. There are two options, simply replacing only the charge pipe or replacing it in the kit with charge and boost pipe. If you mount the kit, you replace all the piping between the turbo and the intake manifold. The second most common issue of the N55 is cooling. This problem stems from three main causes: the intake air, oil and water temperatures. The intercooler is the first issue. The original intercooler is way too small, even when the car is not tuned. This causes intake temperatures to rise rapidly, leading to timing corrections which lead to power loss. Therefore, in my opinion, tuning an M2 without changing the intercooler to a bigger one is just a no-go. I advise to change the intercooler with the Wagner Evo 1 for road use or the Wagner Evo 2 for track use. The second issue is water temperature. The water temperature can be optimized through software by adjusting the speed of the electric water pump and altering the cooling target in the engine control unit. Most common tuning platforms offer this feature, or if you have a reputable tuner, you can modify these parameters as well for a custom tune. The oil temperature management varies depending on your M2's use. A cost-effective solution is to replace the oil thermostat with one that has a significant lower opening temperature. For example, we often install the Bimmertune oil thermostat, which has an opening temperature of around 80 degrees Celsius and reduces the oil temperature by 10 to 20 degrees Celsius. If this isn't sufficient, an oil cooler upgrade is also available. Maintaining control over oil and water temperatures is crucial for the longevity of engine components like bearings. This brings us to the third common issue: rod bearings. We all know that BMW M cars suffer from premature rod bearing wear for decades. The N55 on the other hand, no, just kidding. They also need to be replaced. Last year, we replaced rod bearings on tens of N55 and S55 engines, and even on those with 80,000 kilometers, the wear was quite noticeable. This being said, we advise replacing rod bearings between 80,000 and 100,000 kilometers, or approximately 40 to 50,000 miles. Instead of using original BMW bearings, we prefer race bearings with an extra coating. We use the Calico coated N55 bearing. The Calico coated bearings offer multiple advantages over standard race bearings, including lower friction, a longer lifespan, and added protection against oil starvation. The Calico coating acts as a dry fume lubricant, providing lubrication even during short periods of oil starvation. Considering the price difference, this is definitely something I should consider. The fourth most common issue is misfires. Given you followed the earlier mentioned service schedule, this can be caused by faulty ignition coils or a worn fuel pump. Ignition coils are a frequent problem on those engines because many brands don't perform well. For the N55, we recommend using Delphi or OEM coils. The fuel pump on the N55 M2 is quite small, which means that their small size means problems appear quickly as they wear out, especially on the stage 2 tune, which pushes the pump close to its limits. A proper data log should be able to show you quite easy the cause of your misfires. There are also some other issues that happen on the N55, such as valvetronic or rattling race cases, but they are all less common and they not ask for preventive replacements. Alright, that were the most common issues and an advised maintenance schedule for your M2.